Hello. In this activity you will be modeling geologic time in terms of a clock. This is on page 198 in your HMH textbook, and you'll be doing this activity here, but you'll be doing it on this worksheet that we have right here, which is attached to your work. So let's get started. So we are looking at the eras, and we're going to be modeling the 4 eras that make up all of Earth's time, starting with the Precambrian, then the Paleozoic, the Mesozoic, and the Cenozoic. And you can see that the Precambrian takes up most of the time, Paleozoic takes up less, Mesozoic even less, and the Cenozoic even less than that. Each of these time frames can be broken into periods. So the Paleozoic is broken into the Cambrian, the Cretaceous, etc. periods, and then the Mesozoic is broken into these periods, and the Cenozoic is broken into these periods. We are not going to do the periods, we are only going to map the eras in terms of a clock. So let's get started on that. So starting off, let's go ahead and I'm going to give you the times for each of the eras so that you can put them into your chart. So make sure that you have your chart in front of you. Stop the video if you do not. I'm assuming that you have it now. So the first period of time is 4,058 million years. The second period of time is 291 million years. So the Precambrian, as we saw earlier, took up a large amount of Earth's time. The Paleozoic took up 291. The Mesozoic took up much less than that, 185. And the Cenozoic took up the least amount of time, 66 million years, and that is the time frame that we are in now, the Cenozoic era. Next, step 2, we need to calculate the percentage of time a specific era lasted in each geologic time. So to do that, we'll start off with the we'll start off with the Precambrian. So we're going to do the Precambrian era. So we take this number, 4,058, and we're going to divide it by the total amount of time on Earth, 4,600. So if you get out your calculator, 4,058 divided by 4,600, give you a second to type that in, and you'll get 0.88 with some numbers after it. We're just rounding to the first two. And to get a percent, what you have to do is you have to multiply that by 100. That comes out to be 88%. So that would be put right here. The percentage of time would be 88%. Let's move on to our next one, which is the Paleozoic. So again, we're going to calculate the percentage of time that lasted the Paleozoic era. So we take our elapsed time, 291, and we divide it by the total time, 4,600. And we get 0.06, and I think it actually comes out to be 0.064 or 0.065, but we're only going to use 0.06. And to make that into a percent, we multiply by 100. That comes out to be 6%, and we enter that here. So I'm going to let you do the last two on your own. Again, you'll be taking this number, dividing it by 4,600, multiplying it by 100, and you will get the corresponding percent. Let's move on to how you're going to fit that into your clock so you can do that when it's time. So modeling the geologic time clock in terms of a clock, geologic time in terms of a clock. Step 1, you mark off the time that the Precambrian era existed, which is be 88% of this time. So that's 88% of Earth's time. That means we need to be moving from here 88% of the time. So where would that be? Right? That would be roughly about here. Right? This would be 75. 90 might be a little bit more. So this is my feeling. It's 88. It's just a little bit less than 90. So now we need to do the next one. So step 2, mark off the Paleozoic. So that's 6% of Earth's time. Well, we know that the Precambrian lasted 88%, That means that there's roughly 12% that's left. So 6% is roughly half of that. So that means that this would be the time left for the Paleozoic. So this would be all Precambrian, and the Paleozoic would be here. And you should probably mark those on your own time scale. I'm not doing that here, so I'm going to allow you to do that. So make sure that you mark this as Precambrian and mark this as Paleozoic. And I will let you do the last two on your own, and you'll mark them off, and they'd be in this area here. If you need further help, please see your science teacher, and have a nice day.